All right, the next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is our reaction to the Anthony Dirrell versus David Benavidez fight. It was a good fight. It ended in a stoppage, and so we're going to get everyone's opinion on that. We're going to start off with Trill.
David Benavidez, boy.
Oh wait, let me highlight. So Boxing Bros predictions. Ned went Anthony Dirrell in this one, so he's now 2-1 with his predictions. Because of this fight, Trill is a 3-0 with the official Boxing Bros predictions. G is a 1-2.
1-2.
Yeah, you're 1-2. What? You picked Thurman over Pacquiao, okay, and you picked Dirrell over Benavidez. The only fight you got right was Spence. And Caden and myself, I'm 3-0. And so, getting back to Trill with this.
David Benavidez, man. It's just like what you said last week. Youth. And I wouldn't even say too much of youth, but it was youth, height, and all that. But it doesn't take away from Dirrell. Mm-hmm. The whole time I was watching this fight, right, I was just like, Dirrell's just a dog. He's a dog. Even after the cut, you know what I'm saying? It was a play. He could have slid up out of there. All he had to do is say he didn't want to continue. I can't see. He was like, the doctor said, "Do you want to?" He said, "Hell yeah, I want to continue. Hell yeah, what you talking about?" You know what I'm saying? He got mad. He got mad at the ring doctor. Like, what you talking about? Yeah, I want to continue. And he was willing to go out on his shell. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly how he was gonna go out. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, and that David Benavidez, man. I just wanna, like we said, Dirrell, he had too many wars. His face didn't hold up, ripped apart from the jab. I thought it was gonna be the left side of his face that ripped up, but it was also the right side that did. Listen, Dirrell. He's a dog, man. I mean, he done gave us a lot of wars. There's a lot of wars. Now it's just time for the new guy. It's time for the new kid on the block, and that's David Benavidez. But it was a great fight. I love the heart from Dirrell. Great fight. And I was cool with the stoppage. I wanted it to stop way before that. You know what I'm saying? I was texting him like, "Yo, can he please stop the fight?" You know what I'm saying? But hey, Dirrell's a dog. That's what I got from that. Right? We was always saying Dirrell's a dog. It's just a good fight. It was just a good fight. David Benavidez is the future.
All right. G.
Yeah, Benavidez got that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean, it is what it is, right? Yeah, he got that. But, you know, shout out to Dirrell, man. Like, I was impressed. But again, his age is showing. I honestly, I think he should probably retire. You know, Benavidez is dangerous, like for real, like really, really dangerous. You know, and so I was just hoping. Like, I remember, like the whole time I was just throwing up prayers, like, "Yo, please, man, just catch him with some like off guard." But nah, nothing worked, man. Like, to be honest with you, it's like everything he landed, Benavidez ate those, like for real, and kept moving forward, like. And sometimes I be wondering, you know, like when like you hit a fighter and they be like, they'll laugh or whatever, and they be like, that's you laughing because you really hurt. Nah, Benavidez was really on some like, this is Scooby Snacks. So then that's when I knew. I was like, all right, man, it was a good run. You know what I'm saying? So, man, shout out to Benavidez, man. Like, he got that, you know. It is what it is.
Ned?
Man, I chose Dirrell, but, you know, I thought the old age without smart, the young man, but, you know, Benavidez came in there, did his thing, and then, you know, was stopped by a cut over the eye. So, shout out to Benavidez, man. You the future. You part of the future in this game.
No, it wasn't stopped by a cut over the eye. It was stopped by punishment.
Brutal punishment, dog.
Like, literally, that ref, I don't know, man. They need to find that ref.
Ned was sleeping during the fight again.
Yeah, come on, man. I caught the highlights. gotta get my subscriptions right, you know.
Dirrell.
Yo, go back to the camera, man.
So here's my take on this fight. It played out the way that we thought. Anthony Dirrell was going to go to war. He looked like he was in terrific shape. He started out the fight. He looked very fast. He looked very sharp. He was jabbing to the body. He was moving around. He was making it difficult for Benavidez to get his shots off. But like I said, when G was very excited in those early rounds, I said if Dirrell stops moving and Benavidez starts catching up to him, this night's going to end. And eventually, I said Dirrell's gonna have to be able to move like that for 12 rounds. And eventually, he would have to stop, stand still, and exchange with Benavidez. And Benavidez just was laying heavy leather. And eventually, Benavidez broke him down. The cut happened, and shout outs to Anthony Dirrell. I think what you saw was a man who realized this could be his last stand. And one round, he just went out there and tried to take Benavidez head off, and I was like, man, go for it, Dirrell. You know, this is a sport of boxing where, like I said, I picked Benavidez with my mind, but my heart was just watching Dirrell, and it's like, man, you know, I didn't want to see him go out on the floor. I didn't want to see him go out, you know, with the type of knockout I think Benavidez would have gave him if they didn't stop it when they did. I'm upset that the ref didn't stop it sooner. I'm upset that Dirrell's corner didn't stop it sooner. I get it. The problem with boxing is when you have cornermen that rely on the boxer hiring them, that rely on the boxer's decisions. It's difficult for them to just step in and stop the fight, because Wilder said this before. I told my corner, if you stop the fight, I'll fire you on the spot. And Wilder has the authority to do that, right? There needs to be at least a designated person in the corner or something who just steps in and stops the fight, who has no ties to the fighter. Because when you're employed by the fighter, if you make a decision like that, you can get fired. And there needs to be someone in the corner who has the courage and who has that rapport with the fighter, who can stop the fight and still not worry about being fired or whatever. So I think it should have been stopped sooner. I'm glad it was stopped before Dirrell got seriously hurt, because when it's all said and done, I think Benavidez was about to retire him for real.
Well, you know, he probably still got seriously hurt.
I mean,
that was a lot of punishment.
It was, but Dirrell was doing his thing until the cut. I think the cut started, and then it was a chopping hand to the body. I think it was a left hook that David Benavidez threw to Dirrell's body. When then you started seeing the tide changing a little bit. But still, I still want to see Dirrell get another check. I don't think that it's just look. David Benavidez is the future. He's the next big star. I think Dirrell still has another fight in him, as he can still play gatekeeper. I seen a lot in Dirrell in that fight. You know what I'm saying? I did see that. I seen a lot in that other people be a test for other people, be a real test to see what they can do. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what's next for David Benavidez.
Yeah, and so, like, one thing I noticed about Benavidez, I was telling him this when we were watching the fight, that was amazing to me, was he was an orthodox fighter who loved to throw a right hook. It was like he led with the right hook. I was like, yo, this is just that's unheard of. It's like when like he was just leading with the right hook. I was like, wow. I was like, okay, I've never really.
You know
seen.
what? There's another thing too that I gotta give Benavidez credit for. Right? His boxing IQ is pretty sharp, because what he would do is he knew like Dirrell would go to the right. He would throw like jabs, but then he'll aim the right. Dirrell not even there yet. Dirrell will go straight into the punch. One time Dirrell went straight into his uppercut. Like Benavidez knew exactly what Dirrell was going to do.
Swing that right.
I was like,
listen,
this
Benavidez
dude is a talented guy.
Of course he is.
He comes from a boxing
he
was 3.
He comes from a boxing family. You got to know his pops Jose done had him in there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, he actually his camp, the Benavidez camp, actually protected Dirrell from getting into it with another fighter before the fight even happened.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
There was a lot of respect there. So shout out to
hotel.
David's dad, Jose. You know what I'm saying? And his brother, who fought a tough fight with Crawford, and ended up just getting shot like a couple months before the fight. You know what I'm saying? And still winning there and went 12 rounds with.
And he could have won if his knee didn't give out.
Yeah. With Terrence Crawford. So they come from a boxing family. I just want to see what David Benavidez decides to do next, because I personally, now after seeing this, his height, his distance, his range, I don't see anybody the fight. I want to see him and Callum Smith get it out in front of 50,000 people in the UK. I think because they both the same. I think David Benavidez, he takes out Plant. Plant's the most talented, but I think that jab and that reach will end up being too much. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to come down to the tall guys, the two tall guys. Caleb Smith, who is the super champion at 168, you know what I'm saying? And David Benavidez, the youngest guy. I think that right there is going to be a crazy fight. Even though I want to see Caleb Plant and David Benavidez too, I just think David Benavidez is going to inch that one out too.
I was gonna make it a separate segment, but since he already added it in, who do you think David Benavidez? Who would you want to see David Benavidez fight next?
Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? Because hold on, this ain't official.
It's not official.
It's not official. Man, I got soul brother. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly believe that David Benavidez is a dangerous fighter.
It's different.
But Plant got the IQ and the speed.
He has the IQ and the speed too.
Yeah, so I'll say this.
Who you on?
Plant has a way better, like his chances are way closer than Dirrell's were, right? So Plant, I honestly believe his speed, and if he maintains his distance, yeah, you know it's tough. Honestly, this is the issue. It's like, can he maintain that for 12 rounds?
That's what it is.
So, yo, man, I'm still going to play. Yo,
that's what's happening.
You know how I roll this.
I would like to see him in there with the honorary brother, Doc Caleb. I think this is a fascinating fight because David Benavidez has a 77-inch reach. He's a big guy, and he has a lot of skills in there. But Caleb Plant, I think, does have the ability to outbox him for as long as he can move, as long as he can be shifty, and as long as he can maintain the distance. I see Caleb Plant winning the rounds on the scorecards. But if he stops, if he slows down, if he does whatever, David Benavidez is going to get him out of there. And so, as it stands right now, I'll lean towards Caleb Plant fighting a fight where he's going to be able to move for 12 rounds. But it's close. I think I always tend to pick a boxer over a puncher. But it is close, but I'll lean Caleb Plant. I would love to see Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. I think it's a great fight. Wouldn't be surprised to see either man win.
Yeah, I just see Caleb winning the first couple rounds. I see Caleb boxing beautiful the first couple rounds. Then I see Caleb's face deteriorate. I see the two lumps right here. Then I see the gashes over here. Then I see them holding him like this, holding the side of his head while he rests his head in his trainer's chest.
What about discoloration?
Because it's going to be too much. And the discoloration, I think it's going to be too much. This guy, David, is big. He's long, and he hits hard. Caleb has skills. But nobody, listen, who you going to get in there to prepare you with? Everybody that Caleb has fought, he has supposed to win. Everybody that he has stepped in there with, he was supposed to win. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to see him take these. This is a test. This will be the test for Caleb, because I haven't seen him test it. This will be the test for me, for Caleb Plant. I think this will be a good one. I just think that this kid.
Yo, Plant, this is what you do.
And
you get Alexander Usyk to give you some sparring sessions. You know what I'm saying?
And when I'm looking at then when we talk
good.
about experience and being Benavidez comes from a boxing family. He's been boxing longer. You know what I'm saying? And he can box. I just don't want people just to think that he's just a big guy. He can
Nah. We all know Benavidez is a threat.
And
you know
when
what
he
I'm saying?
and listen, the only time he lost and when he got his belt taken away when he had a little booger sugar. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That was it. He took a little,
It's a banned substance.
it's a bit. Hey, listen. He was trying to make weight. All these they use a little nose candy. That's a little trick that these fighters use.
Weight.
You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of them, a lot of fighters. Hey, listen. There was rumors about a couple of my fighters that was losing.
Apparently, that's how football players cut weight. Patrick Chung, you know.
Yeah, you know, a couple of my fighters, I've heard rumors about them using a little nose candy to make weight. You know what I'm saying? So I think long as Benavidez can keep his nose clean, no pun intended. Be a good fight. You know what I mean?
So Ned, man, who you want to see Benavidez fight next?
You guys talking about Caleb Plant. I love Caleb Plant, but I don't want to see him I don't want to see it happen to him, man. You know, I don't want to see, like Trills was saying, I don't want to see that brother get deep black, right?
Yeah, not yet.
I don't see that brother get deep black.
I think Caleb got to come in there with somebody else and fight with somebody else.
So who should Benavidez fight next then, man?
Man, I don't know. I gotta see who's in the division, honestly, but not Plant, man. Not Plant.
Yeah, we can build that up. 168 is as like I was saying before. 168 is it comes and goes. Right now it's on fire. You know what I'm saying? And
Yo, Ned, can I ask you a question?
Canelo's at 168.
At the previous segment, when I said Spence shouldn't fight Garcia.
I took a page out. I meant to say I taken the page out.
Watch your mouth, Ned. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Ned.
Prize fighting, not pride fighting. You know, so let's get it.
Come on, Ned. You picking and choosing who should cherry pick now?
Hey, man.
Yo, come on, man. You know I'm all about being consistent. Man.
Hey.
Please like and subscribe and check us out on social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's the Boxing Bros.
All right.